I have struggled with a certain condition. Every time I was nervous, boom, bloating or urge to the toilet. Have to give a presentation, boom. Have to answer a question in class, boom. The night before exams, boom. Waiting for results to come out, boom. You get the picture. Even when I want to see a doctor, he did some tests and concluded that I am fine, when I wasn't definitely fine. Something which often occurs. When doctors can't assign a physical sickness, they often dismiss it. Hello, fellow seekers. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Yakub. I'm a holistic practitioner of all the 14 dimensions of health and wellness. Today, we're going to talk about irritable bowel syndrome. So, what is this nasty and quietly life-destroying sickness which can impact your work, relationship, and life in general? Irritable bowel syndrome is a medical disorder of the stomach characterized by a group of symptoms that commonly include abdominal pain, abdominal bloating, and changes in the consistency of bowel movement. Sometimes, usually, are experienced as acute attacks that subside within one day. However, other times as recurrent attacks, which are likely. Sometimes it's relieved after a bowel movement, after you go to the toilet. The reason why it's called a syndrome and not a disease is because a group of symptoms which consistently occur together, or a condition characterized by a set of associative symptoms. When a syndrome is paired with a definite cause, this becomes a disease. Foods and drinks like fried food, beans, coffee, milk, and carbonated drinks have been reported to precipitate an IBS attack. It has been linked with disorders such as anxiety, major depression, and chronic fatigue syndrome. It affects about 10 to 15% of the population of the world. In one time or another, the rates of occurrence seems higher in women, especially below the age of 45. With COVID-19, the rates have likely spiked. The stomach is called second brain for a reason, because it has a unique nervous system, consists of a mesh-like system of neurons that govern the function of the gastrointestinal system with more than 10 million neuron cells. Even if you cut the nerves which connect the brain to the stomach was shown to be able to function on its own. Abnormality with serotonin levels, the hormone which is responsible for satisfaction and is low in depressed people. That's why they take a drug known as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. 95% of serotonin is produced in the gut. It's made from tryptophan, an amino acid, which is found in milk and fish. The relationship between gut microbiota, the microorganisms that live in our digestive tract, and human, is not merely commensal, non-harmful coexistence, but rather a mutualistic relationship. Human gut microorganisms benefit the host by collecting the energy from the fermentation of undigested carbohydrates and the subsequent absorption of some nutrients like short fats. Intestinal bacteria also play a role in synthesizing vitamin B and vitamin K, as well as metabolizing bile acids and some hormones. The microbiota communicates with nervous system and the brain when there is an abnormality. Hence, the state of your stomach health can determine the state of your mental health. The composition of human gut microbiota changes over time when the diet changes and as overall health changes. In general, the average human has 1,000 species of bacteria in their gut microbiome. Diets high in processed food and unnatural chemicals can negatively alter the ratios of these species, while diets high in whole foods can positively alter the ratios. Additional health factors that may skew the composition of gut microbiota are exercise, sleep, and antibiotics and probiotics. Antibiotics have severe impacts on gut microbiota, rid of both good and bad bacteria. Without proper rehabilitation, it can be easy for harmful bacteria to become dominant. Probiotics like yogurts might help to mitigate this by supplying healthy bacteria into the gut and replenishing the richness and diversity of the gut microbiome. Even transplanting stool from someone who has healthy microbiota to someone with abnormal microbiota showed to improve the symptoms. Can you imagine? Stool can be transplanted and it actually works. Small intestine bacterial overgrowth, which occurs with greater frequency in people who have been diagnosed with IBS compared to healthy controls. One bacteria from the large intestine immigrates to the small intestine. This bacteria ferments, hence leading to the bloating and the smelly bubs and even the fats, and it can be caused by taking antacids for ulcers. The stress response in the body involves the adrenal gland, which produces the stress hormone, cortisol, and the sympathetic nervous system, which produces the fight or flight neurotransmitter, adrenaline, both which have been shown to operate abnormally in people with IBS. Psychological traits predispose previously healthy people to developing IBS after infection of the stomach, otherwise known as gastroenteritis. As we mentioned in the former videos, people who are high in neuroticism are more predisposed to anxiety and irritable bowel syndrome. By the way, you can take a free personality test by clicking on the link below. Now, what are the 10 things which I did to overcome IBS in 2 to 3 years? Number 1, finding a purpose in life and making it aligned with my career aspirations. Number 2, learning about my personality and how I am susceptible to anxiety. Number 3, meditation to calm down my anxiety. Avoiding fried and fatty food, rather eating food with more fiber while fasting for up to 10 hours a day. 5, exercising daily and regularly for 30 minutes minimum. 6, sleeping routinely for 8 hours minimally, supplemented with naps. 7, vigorously losing weight of about 20 kilograms in the last 2 years, which has even improved my self-esteem. 8, finding healthy ways to have fun, like get together with friends and not stress-inducing ones like watching football. 9, expressing creatively to release some of that energy which can be turned to stress or anxiety. And 10, talking about my feelings and becoming more assertive rather than turning it inwards. So if you have one problem currently with your health, work, education, finances, relationships, parenthood, or life in general, if yes, please feel free to talk to us in an effort to find a solution based on our expertise and experience in counseling and coaching together. Book a free 30-minute consultation by clicking on the link below. Thank you.